weeks, for the first time since receiving investigative records, the parents of Jennifer Kesse are sharing how they plan to continue the investigation into their daughter's disappearance. 24 years old at the time, detectives believe someone abducted Kesse outside of her condo near the mall at Millennia 14 years ago. She hasn't been seen since. Kesse's parents sued to get the police records, winning access just months ago. Well, tonight, Spectrum News 13 Watchdog investigator Curtis McLeod is here in the studio with us, revealing what they found. Curtis, the family tells you they are frustrated.
Yeah, Tammy, they are, and that's because they tell me a lot of these files are heavily redacted and they can't read some of that paperwork. They also say there's a gap in the investigative files, leaving them to wonder what took place.
What do you think, Jen?
About what?
You glad to have us?
Yeah.
Jen has joined us. Say something to the camera.
Jennifer Joyce Kesse disappeared from her Orlando condo on January 24th, 2006.
You miss the sound of her voice, the actual, you're starting to forget the inflections of her voice and what have you.
Help us find our daughter.
Over the last 14 years, Jennifer's parents, Drew and Joyce Kesse, have continued relentless search efforts, vowing to do whatever's necessary to find their daughter.
I've never stopped since she has been taken on a daily basis to try and find her.
Some days it is still so surreal that this is the life that we live.
9 months is a very long time to have to wait for what we agreed to.
Today, the Kesses are living with a bit of new hope. After months of going back and forth with Orlando police and nearly $20,000 in fees, they now have access to records from their daughter's case. Records they hope will lead them down a path of discovery, a path to Jennifer.
What would you say, out of everything that you guys have been able to get from OPD as of late, is the smoking gun?
I don't think we have a smoking gun in the information that they've given us.
We don't have records from 2012 to 2019. So draw your own conclusion.
The Kesses say they knew about 75% of what was in the OPD investigative files, like case timelines, photos of Jennifer's abandoned car found at a nearby apartment complex, surveillance video of a person dropping off that car, and family and friend statements. But it's interviews police did with construction workers employed at Jennifer Kesse's condo complex that the family says they're paying particularly close attention to.
That's what we get from their records. We learned about this person, we took their statement, we gave them a poly, they passed the poly, let's move on. Well, did you do anything to investigate? Are they telling you the truth or not telling you the truth? We don't see that within the files, so to say.
Do you feel as if the detectives with Orlando's police did their due diligence to this case?
I believe everyone acted to the best of their abilities.
For the first time since settling the lawsuit with the Kesse family, Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rolón is opening up about the handling of the Kesse case. We asked him about the Kesse's claims of the case not being investigated for a number of years.
This case has been assigned to different detectives, and especially any lead that looked like had the potential to yield something was investigated during the process.
With the investigation now in the hands of the Kesse family, Rolón says he supports them because ultimately all parties involved want the same thing.
We all want to make sure that we find the people responsible for her disappearance. We want that to happen. We want to bring closure to this very, very, very troubling case.
Since settling the lawsuit with OPD, the Kesses have been working with their investigators, following up on a new tip, leading them to search a lake about 10 miles from Jennifer's condo in November of last year.
We did have someone reach out to our investigative team after 13 years and saying, something really strange happened to me 13 years ago. It's never left my mind. I think I should tell the Kesses.
Though nothing came of that search, the Kesses say they are relentless, more so now than ever, to find their daughter.
Do you believe Jen's still out there?
I do. I believe that Jen still needs to be rescued. There are miracles that have been happening, and I strongly believe that no one knows who's going to be the recipient of a miracle.
A miracle the Kesse family is desperately praying for, vowing to leave no stone unturned.
At this point in time, this is her best possibility of being found, is to have us do the work.
Now, the Kesse's attorneys are still working with police to get unredacted files. In regards to files the family says were missing, Orlando police told us late this afternoon, quote, in putting together all of the documentation related to this case, there were tens of thousands of pages of documents. That statement goes on to say these particular leads were inadvertently excluded due to the volume of documents. We have notified the Kesse family attorney and are in the process of preparing the documents for release to the family. I want you to take another look, of course, at this particular photo. It's an age-progressed photo of Jennifer Kesse. Now, if you have any information that could be helpful to the family, you can call the Kesse family tip line at 941-201-4009 or send a message to any of their social media pages. Reporting in the studio, I'm Curtis McLeod, Spectrum News 13.
Thank you, Curtis. To listen to even more of what the Kesse family has to say about the handling of the case, log on to our website at mynews13.com. Just click on our Watchdog tag.